Hello everyone, and welcome back to my series in which I attempt to catch every species of fish in my hometown of Perth, Western Australia. After last video's success, I figured I'd have a go at catching one of the more elusive species on our list to start off the series with a bang. But failing that, I figured I'd set myself the challenge of catching as many species as I could on a single packet of 2.5 inch Z-Man Slim Swims. First up, I thought I'd head to an old favourite beach of mine in search of a few bread and butter species, the most likely of which being Australian herring and blue spot flathead. I was fishing at a usually very busy inner metro beach. There are a couple of features there that often hold fish, and it only took a couple of casts to find my first one. After its aerial display, it wasn't hard to recognise the fish as the staple of our local beaches. The Australian herring. With one species down, I headed to the next fish holding feature of the beach, a pretty severe drop-off. I was casting at a school of whiting when a few bigger fish swam right by me.
Oh, what's that? No, we're not herring.
I was only running 4 pound leader, so whatever this was putting up a pretty good fight.
Not a big one, but on 4 pounds, so. Oh, it's a salmon. Is it?
It turned out to be a little Australian salmon of around 40 centimetres, a species I didn't expect to tick off so soon. What makes only using one packet of soft plastics particularly challenging is the resident swarms of blowfish that chew through them in seconds. And after losing a few already in this session, it was touch and go at this point whether I'd actually have enough to make a video. In spite of this, the next morning I went to what might be the most blowfish ridden place in the whole of Australia, the Lower Swan River. Fishing the structure in this area is probably the most time effective way to catch a number of species like small Samson fish, flathead and big silver trevally. And it didn't take long to get our first species of the day. A bar-tailed flathead. I didn't manage to include the nice b-roll of the fish that I usually get, for reasons that'll become obvious later, but I think I caught enough fish in this session to make up for it. In fact, pretty much every cast in a new direction resulted in a flathead. Skippy or silver trevally have a habit of swimming towards you when hooked, which in an area like this can easily fool you into thinking you've hooked a blowfish, only for it to turn its head on you and pull the hook.
Oh, I think that was a skippy. The way it came towards me. I thought it was a blowfish at first. You're joking.
I must have caught 3 or 4 more flathead before I decided to move on and search for other species.
Incredible number of flathead.
Especially after even more of my plastics were chewed up by blowfish.
gotta be a skippy, eh?
I did manage to land a small silver trevally, but I think to firmly tick a species off the list, especially the more common ones, I'll say it has to be above minimum size, which this one was unlikely to be.
Okay, hello. Look at all these fish swimming past.
So after a pod of dolphins sent every fish in the area into hiding, I figured the session was over, especially after realising my expensive camera had spent the last 15 minutes on the bottom of the Swan River. I came back the next day in hopes of catching the size trevally I was after, and I managed to hook up sooner than expected. And with that, we could confidently tick silver trevally off the list. And after catching another flathead, I went in search of the myriad of other species that might take a liking to my lure. Something big to pull a bit of string would be nice, I thought. But sometimes you gotta be careful what you wish for.
You hook him up, did you?
Yeah, he followed my lure.
Really, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, wow.
I was a bit... No, he tried to eat my lure. I was a bit worried for a second.
So what, he followed it all the way up?
Yeah.
Be hard getting him in, I think.
Oh, I think so, a little bit. Slightly illegal too. I know, yeah, he was chasing my lure in, the dolphin. Thankfully he didn't get it.
There were a couple of elderly ladies who genuinely seemed to think I was trying to catch a dolphin, and they looked horrified when I hooked the fish.
Stuck on something or?
No, it's a fish. It's not a dolphin, but it's a flathead.
Do you look away?
I'll put him back.
In what would have been a strange scene for passers-by, one of them was covering the other's eyes like a couple of 10-year-olds watching a horror movie.
Pretty decent sized flathead.
Oh, that one, huh?
Yeah.
And after the last of my plastics was taken by another flathead.
It's a flathead.
Oh, I love eating flathead. I haven't caught one for a sea one.
Whoa!
Oh, we've
The challenge had to come to an end.
That's okay.
So after catching another 4 species, we're swiftly making our way through the more common species on the list. I'll leave a list of the species that remain in the description below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and subscribe to the channel.